welcome to the KVJ After the Show podcast.
Kevin's eyes look insane, but he's got new hair. Virginia is a witch, and she farts in her chair. Jason is a spaz who's got an old man's ass. Welcome to the After the Show podcast.
Yeah, hello, and welcome to the KVJ After the Show podcast. Nice to see that a lot of things today look back to normal. One, we are back on YouTube and Twitch, streaming live. People in the chat are there. It was odd yesterday to do the show without the chat interacting. It was just Virginia and I, and Bird was out, and it's nice to see Bird kind of back and looking a little bit like your old self, moving around a little bit better and looking a little bit more rested.
Yeah. The sleep is so important, man.
Yes, it is. Sleep is everything. It really is. I prioritize it, and you know, where I am in life, I'm like, wellness is everything, man. There's nothing better than being rested and feeling good and not being sore and feeling like ass or hungover or anything, man.
Not to be a little bitch, but I will say the last 2 weeks of shows have been tough.
Oh, I bet. Yeah. I mean, anything you've been doing in life seems like it's been a struggle.
It has. I just kept falling too, which wasn't helping the situation.
No.
Putting underwear on was a struggle.
Re-injuring yourself.
Yeah, so the good thing is psychologically I feel better because I know something's in my body and it's supposed to work and it relieves some pain. Mm-hmm. So we're staying positive. Rebuilding Bird starts now.
Okay. Starting now, huh? Rebuilding the Bird.
That's right. Quack.
That's good. All right. Well, he is here and looking fantastic and well on the way. You got that shot in your back yesterday. Thanks to the people that helped you out. And rebuilding the Bird. That's what we're doing.
That's right.
Trying to get you back. All the way back to normal. So one baby step at a time. Virginia's over there making some cocktails.
Well, that'll definitely make my leg feel better.
Yeah. This is the Honey Deuce cocktail. It was really big at the U.S. Open. It's what Taylor Swift was knocking back when she was singing The Darkness and dancing around all goofy with Travis Kelce. He was not imbibing, likely because he's in the season, and I know a lot of NFL players do not imbibe or drink during the NFL season. They got to keep it pretty much locked down. So she was drinking her face off, though, and Virginia has made this cocktail. They sold over $10 million worth of these cocktails last year. Serena Williams kind of got on it, and people are like, oh, my gosh, this is the thing. So it's kind of like when you go to the Kentucky Derby and you get yourself a mint julep. Now you go to the U.S. Open tennis tournament in Flushing Meadows, New York, and you get yourself a Honey Deuce cocktail. Now tell us what is in this, Virginia.
So I normally use Atoll vodka, but I wanted to stay true to your recipe.
Okay.
I did not use the Atoll vodka, which I think might be better in this drink, but I stuck to the original recipe from the U.S. Open.
Okay.
I got Grey Goose vodka. Mm-hmm. I got Jbird, which is a raspberry liqueur.
Okay.
And I got lemonade.
Ooh.
And then there's little tennis ball melon balls that'll be floating in your drink. Because if you take a honeydew melon and you hit it with a melon baller, you can make these little round green balls, and they look like little tennis balls.
I don't want to speak for Kevin, but I feel kind of classy right now.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's got everything you need, right? A little sophistication with your buzz.
I'm used to just taking a shot of whiskey out of a red Solo cup.
Well, hey, that gets the job done, though, too.
It gets it done real quick.
You can't knock that. I mean, that's just a tried and true right there. But, you know, whatever it takes here. All right, so we're going to find out just how tasty this is.
I do like raspberry-type drinks. Raspberry's an underrated flavor.
Yeah.
We don't talk enough about the raspberry. There's a New York Seltzer raspberry soda. You really can't find it in the stores anymore. It is one of the most underrated sodas I've ever had in my life. It is delicious.
Really? Yeah, I'll give it to you. It is very underrated. Yeah.
You've had it.
Raspberry's an underrated flavor. I don't know if I've had that specific seltzer or whatever, but I can tell you, I don't hate it, but yet it's not talked about that much. And, you know, you're kind of like, all right, well, why is it not talked about much? It is kind of interesting just how certain things get shine. And all it takes is a freaking TikTok video that goes viral. Next thing, everybody feels like they got to have it. If they don't have it, then they're just, their life is not complete.
Or they act like they invented it, or it's the first time anyone's ever heard of
That's
it.
a TikTok thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
They stuff that we grew up with and have had our entire lives. They're going, can you believe this?
So, did you know about these things called tater tots? Okay, what they really are, they're square little French fries.
It's so funny to watch, isn't it?
It is. If you
Yeah.
get past the rage, yes, it's very funny.
Yes, you pass the rage. That's what you got to do. All right, so Virginia's made this up.
you.
She's got the Red Solo Cup.
Don't.
Stir it up.
Now, this is a little bit different in the fact that this is the Hefty Cup, and I don't think it has the same qualities as the Red Solo Cup. You know, we were talking about little fun facts today, and I was much older than I should have been when I realized what was the gift of a Red Solo Cup. Do you understand what those lines are, Jbird, for the Red Solo Cup?
A regular Red Solo Cup has markings on the side of
Yeah.
it. These are like low budget red cups. These are Hefty brand.
Is it for the perfect size for beer pong?
No, because this is, pretty much relatively the same size, but this being a Hefty, you don't have the same markings on it.
That was a pretty shitty answer on my end. I
But you've
wish I
been
could-
drinking, so I'll forget it.
The liquor just touched his lips, and already he's at least 14 points dumber
Don't excuse.
on the IQ test.
Mine just plummets.
Just bam.
I will-
Just plummets.
It does. I get drunk by
You
buzz
do.
quickly.
You are a cheap, quick
That's a
date.
good way to be.
I am.
Yeah.
She's already saying, "Oh, I feel lightheaded."
By the end of this, my inner slut will come out.
Good.
I don't know. I'm driving him home. Good for who?
The lines on Red Solo Cups, if you don't know, it's measurements for different types of liquor. Like the bottom line, 1 ounce, that's for your liquor. It goes to 5 ounces for wine, and then you got the marking of the 12 ounces for beer. And I have noticed, like, a lot of times I wind up making, for instance, a Bloody Mary and a Red Solo Cup, or we had those cups that were kind of mock ones that WRMF came out with, and they had the lines on them, and I use that frequently because you always know. It's like, okay, I pour my tequila or my vodka to that line, and then I put that into there, so it's very handy. I do love that, but I was much older than I should have been, and apparently Jbird is just as old as well before he found that out.
I just don't even worry about lines.
He'll forget it by noon.
It's the amazing thing.
I go on feel, baby.
Yeah, just when your hand gets tired, you stop pouring.
What do you think of the drink?
I think it's good.
It's very tasty. It's nice. It's really honestly everything I thought it would be. It's it's great because look, you're in what, August to September.
Yes.
Still kind of hot out there.
It's refreshing.
Yeah, it
makes
is,
me
right.
But you want to go to an Easter party.
I think how you can make this even better.
Oh,
is-
that's very good, and that's unique. I don't even know what I would liken it to, other than just kind of like a vodka lemonade type of drink.
Because I make vodka lemonade all the time.
This is unique. How do you like this? And what do you think, Virginia? This is more your lane.
I think you should add a little. There's a product by Pellegrino called Lemonada, and it's a lemon
heard of that.
flavored Pellegrino soda.
Okay.
If you added that to this, and not a lot, maybe just like 3 ounces, you would bubble it up and you would freshen it up a little bit. And I think it's flat. I think it just needs a little bubble.
Okay, a little carbonation almost,
Yeah.
if you will.
I like a little bubble.
I like a little trouble.
Somebody's feeling better.
As soon as the drink hits his lips,
Yeah.
he is intoxicated.
No, I'm not.
But honestly though, it is legit. I mean,
It's good.
I keep reading up more as you age. Talking to my young dogs out there, something happens, man. It's crazy. There are several things that happen in the body that you get hammered a lot quicker as you get older and you're a lightweight. It has to do with your losing muscle, and there's so many other things. It's the way that the body processes the alcohol and all that kind of stuff. Because I just was like, what happened? Like, I mean, I probably, I'm getting shit-faced a lot more often than I used to. I'm like, what's going on?
You're a cheaper drunk.
I'm not drinking anymore. Like, I used to house a massive amount of alcohol, and I'd be up all night, whatever. And I have to keep lowering and be like, okay, dude, don't have more than this amount. Don't have more than that amount. And I got to keep lowering that number.
This is delicious.
The girl that has been helping me balance like not going on hormone replacement and doing like medicines and stuff and trying to do it through like a homeopathic route.
Or they call it holistic.
Holistic, yes.
Yeah.
She told me the other day, she's like, because I told her, I'm like, hey, I'm having more hot flashes. It's no fun. I don't like it. And she's like, well, you know, as you're getting older, if you're not tapering your alcohol consumption, that's what's giving you hot flashes. Because the
Really?
hot
No
flashes
way. Wow.
increase when you eat bad, when you drink bad.
Okay.
When you don't get out there and exercise and move your body,
Yeah.
all those three things that I'm not doing. Okay, I'm eating bad, I'm drinking bad, and I'm not exercising enough.
Right.
The hot flashes will get you more frequently.
Yeah. How about that, huh?
I know.
It's crazy.
So for my girlies out there, if you're going through it, that's why. If you taper back your alcohol, you may find that the hot flashes taper as well. Maybe they don't go completely away, but
Yeah.
well, what are we going to do instead of drink? Do I have to start taking mushrooms or something?
Gone, huh?
You drank your whole drink?
It was delicious.
He loved it.
It was 16 ounces.
Look, how did I tell you?
He drinks
went
like
down well.
he drinks like a bear.
I think you started bumming me out with your menopause talk. I'm like, fuck, I got to drink.
You want mine?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't want the hot flashes for tomorrow.
I'm gonna drive you home, so I just wanted to taste it. I didn't need to drink it.
Yeah, the hot flashes aren't getting to Bird.
No.
He's doing great.
He's got other problems.
Yeah.
I'll take hot flashes over bone on bone.
I got to tell you, I feel pretty good right now.
That U.S. Open drink works.
Yeah, it
I
does.
like the. I just make
Yeah.
that from my. I don't think my dad. I don't think my dad drinks anymore. I
No,
shouldn't be
like
talk-
not at all, huh?
I shouldn't be talking about that.
Tell us more about your dad's medical history on the radio.
My doc's and my dad. Dad, I'm sorry. Playing Virginia, this U.S. Open drink is. He likes tennis.
Oh, he would like this.
U.S. Open tennis.
okay,
That's why I
yeah.
said that.
Little
you know what?
melon balls.
You could, the mocktails are big. You could make this without putting the alcohol in it.
You're right. I could.
And you could still have the same, well, not same experience. You can have the same taste.
I mean, I'm embarrassed to say this, but at brunch on Sunday, I had mocktails.
Oh, yeah?
Don't be
Whoa.
embarrassed for It's okay.
all right.
Yeah.
I'm sad.
It's all right. When you saw me first in San Diego, I was having a mocktail.
Oh.
That was, no alcohol in that. I was giving it a try and see what the pussy Californians were drinking. It was delicious. It was nice.
You'd be happy yesterday. I drank 5 bottles of water.
Okay.
Look at
Wow.
That's impressive.
Who are we?
I know, right? Well, it's not by choice.
No, it's by force.
It really isn't. Yep. So we didn't choose this life.
Oh, but now
It chose us.
now I'm on the second one. The boys game.
Now
Okay.
I'm just going to have to get out there and look for a new buzz somewhere.
Now I'm getting fucked up.
Yeah.
Oh, well, don't worry. You'll find a Dr. Feelgood. You'll figure your way with you.
Well, Jbird, the other thing he does to make himself feel good was that massager that he brought in the other day. And a lot of people were noticing this billboard. Looks like it's off of, maybe that's North Lake and
That's
I-95.
North Lake and 95. That's literally by his house.
Yeah, in Palm Beach Gardens, it says Adult Video Warehouse. Who needs a back rub? And it's the instrument Jbird brought in here that they're.
That's exactly it. That
Yeah.
thing. Look, I stand by it, man. That thing does give you some relief. If you got bad,
Yeah.
look. I'm sure it's awesome on your clit too. But as far as pain and muscle,
He stands by it.
and you can't get in it. That thing is good. Well, you can buy that one, which is cheaper, or you can buy the one that Ryan Beckett has and take out a loan. And
Yeah.
both that got me through bad nights, and I stand by it. If you got bad muscle issues, put that fucker on high and let the good times roll.
Stand by it. Lay by it.
Whatever you need to do.
Put it wherever
Well-
you need it.
Well, I mean, that's insane. You can't put that in your butt. What are you talking about?
You put it on your clam.
Well, I don't have a pussy. Why are you making me talk dirty? I'm trying to clean it up over here. Man, these cocktails.
They hitting, baby.
Now you know why Taylor Swift was all giddy and bouncing around.
I
They hit.
Yeah.
I feel good.
Thank you to Kristen for sending that in here. Do appreciate that. Also, Twitter, Sarah has got a recommendation. She said, I had to send this to Bird and Denny's. I forgot to previously, but there is a store that's located in old downtown Stuart, not far from Pusatteri's Pizza, the Dirty Hippie store there. It's got a lot of fun and cool things inside, very 420 friendly.
Okay.
Novelty stickers, yard decor, jewelry, clothing, incense, and more.
I wonder if they got any alien or Bigfoot shit, dinosaur stuff too.
They have stuff like that at the Glass Chamber.
What, dinosaur stuff?
Yeah, dinosaur, alien,
Statues or just like or smoke pieces?
knickknacks.
Knickknacks.
Yeah.
What?
He got so excited.
Oh man, I like these. I like this cocktail.
Yeah. He is a big fan of it. It's doing what it's supposed to do over there.
What'd you put? Did you put ecstasy in this?
No, I swear, I would never drug you.
I know. I did. Let me do my comedy.
Yeah, you can't take the Brightline there, though. Did you see what Stuart did? They flipped the script on the Brightline and first invited him in, then had a city council meeting, said, yeah, you know what, forget that. We don't want that Brightline station.
Why?
I really don't know. I don't want to speak for Stuart, so trying to figure it out. I don't get it because, in the argument I heard, I think it was a 3-2 vote. One of the people who was the two who lost, there's 5 people on the city council, had said, we got the freaking trains going through anyway. We might as well have the benefit of having a station. And what a weird, Brightline's like, I don't get it. Like, you guys voted for this and you wanted it. And so it was all there and laid out. And then they're like, nope, don't want it. I think it has to do with cost. They were talking about it's $60 million total, but they're talking about taking off a $30 million parking garage. That was part of it, and they were afraid it was going to be a bearing on taxpayers. I think there's people in Stuart, especially in that area where the Dirty Hippie store is, they don't want a lot of traffic. They want it quiet. They're worried about they see
Keep
what's
Stuart
happening
a secret.
Yeah, probably worried about what they're seeing in downtown West Palm. It's becoming a little bit too packed for them, and like once upon a time, I remember back when I was a kid, West Palm was like Stuart, and now look at it.
West Palm's becoming a little too metropolitan.
Yeah, and so Chris had said, yeah, they want Stuart to pay for it, so I think that's part of it, the cost, and so, it's people who want it quiet, who say, I don't want to pay more money out of my taxes for it.
Oh, I bet all the small business owners that are around that area would have loved to have had
They were very vocal on the news. They were pissed, saying we need this, we want this. And
Of course.
So, yeah, you got an interesting mix. Look, I mean, this is the fight in South Florida right now, from community to community. It is progress and growth versus trying to do everything they can to keep people out and keep it small and quaint. And I get both sides of it. I really do. And it's a tough thing. They said, look, does every town have to eventually become Miami? And they're saying we're trying not to. And things like bringing in tourists and trains and all that kind of stuff. It used to be peaceful and I had low taxes. And
I mean, that sounds awesome.
That sounds exactly like what they sounded like. It used to be peaceful.
Yeah.
But peaceful and low taxes sounds kind of awesome.
Well,
Yeah.
I think Stuart is next on the map of gonna grow.
Because it's got good real estate.
Yeah, and whether you like it or not, Stuart is growing, and maybe you can slow down progress by not having a train station, but you're not going to be able to stop progress.
Yeah.
It's going to still come for you, Stuart.
Well, I remember, and still the thing in West Palm is, they have the height restrictions. They're not like Miami and Fort Lauderdale that, let you build to the heavens. And they're still there, but what's going to happen is West Palm is going to get so packed, and they're going to bring in that Vanderbilt campus, and they'll be like, you know what? I don't know. We kind of run out of room, so we got to go high, right? So, I imagine probably in my lifetime, I'll see the building restrictions in West Palm get lifted, and then it'll, try to catch up with the other two big dogs.
So does Palm Beach Gardens in Jupiter area, do they have those restrictions where they can't build? They do
I
have
think
that?
every community does in Palm Beach.
But
yeah.
they can overturn that if they want to, if they have enough money.
But you got enough people right now that are fighting it that don't want it. So it's not. We're not there yet. And you know, maybe in your lifetime you'll see it, but it's going to take that generation to die off. And then, you know, who knows? Because they remembered it when it was old and quiet.
Sure.
And so they're holding on to that.
But there's always going to be progress, and I think you have to look at it. Yeah, it's going to cost a little money in taxes, but for those business owners in that community, it is going to be beautiful for the restaurants and the shops, and growth is going to happen.
Yeah.
The Brightline would have just helped it and been more awesome. I think fighting progress and fighting growth is kind of an old man, kids, get off my yard.
Well, but you have to understand, though, what you call growth and progress isn't what someone else might call. That sometimes is subjective of what progress and growth is. Some people don't think that is progress and growth.
I'm just on the side of the business owners.
Well, I think it's in what every community is trying to do is they say you can't sometimes stop everything, but you can do it the right way. And that is making sure that you have the infrastructure and that, you know, things are done well. It's still, the building's still, we're not just slapping up and passing everything, because that often happens too. People who sit on city commissions, they take bribes and then they green light projects that are monstrosities and look terrible, and they forever change the course of a city. And so that's the fight, to be like, okay, let's do moderate growth in the right way.
We built this city.
That's right.
We built this city on rock and cave.
Someone wants to sing along.
Oh, yeah, he does. We'll see how many songs we can get out of him here.
Just keep setting him up.
Yeah.
He won't be able to help himself.
Yeah.
I can't help myself.
Yeah. See how many songs he can come up with. Anybody want to talk about pizza?
Yes.
Oh, he always wants to talk about pizza.
Let's get into it.
Joanne wants to know if you've ever tried a trapezzini. It's common in Rome and is essentially an oversized pizza pocket, pizza crust on the thick side with the pocket cut into it and then stuffed. And you can stuff it with anything from pizza toppings and meatballs, or you can get crazy and do Mexican style with chili verde chicken. Options are endless.
Oh, I love a food that you can give a good stuffing to. That is what I'm talking about.
You like to stuff your food.
We need to stuff more food, baby.
Yeah. Okay. You love saying stuff.
I do. I like a stuffed food.
Yeah.
Do you have to make that hip thrust, though, when you do it? Now we know how we got that bone on bone.
I feel better. I'm back to thrusting again. Look at this.
Wow, that shot is starting to kick in.
Wow.
Or the drink is starting to kick in.
I think the combination, I'm flying, baby.
Unfortunately, when that drink wears off, he's going to be in a hell of a lot of pain.
You're right. They said it could take up to 2 weeks for it to relieve. But it also could happen tomorrow, too. So that's what's exciting about it.
I think he got the epidural shot.
Yeah.
Because that's what you get when you give birth.
Yeah.
They had him in a hospital robe.
Yeah, I was in a gown.
It was a whole procedure. I don't think he just got like a cortisone shot like I know a cortisone shot. I think he got like a cortisone epidural.
I was shocked. I thought it was going to be lift up your shirt, get out of here, kid. And
What did they do on your back? That wasn't a shot.
That wasn't a
All
very,
right, get ready now for the real prick.
that wasn't a very good sound effect in my head.
Yeah, I've never
and you
heard
paid the
that.
copay or the doctor paid you?
Yeah, Jbird walked out with $20.
What a terrible sound effect.
So you bent over and what?
They had me in a gown. They got me,
Assless gown.
they got me on my stomach.
Hand you $20 and he left. Now he feels great today.
Well, turns out you're gay. You've been hiding it all this time. It's got to be a relief.
He said, Doc, what's the diagnosis? Hey, you're gay.
Look at you.
Yeah, congratulations.
New man.
Yeah, look at him.
Great.
Michael said y'all were talking about the $27 hot dogs you can get at the Breakers yesterday. He said, you know, you can get that at Dolphin Stadium as well. Just the quality of a Costco hot dog, but stadium pricing.
That ain't fun.
That's
no,
true.
if I'm going to pay that kind of cash for a dog, I want the presentation. I want the whole thing. I want the house-made sides with the fries with a little skin on them. Oh, they're so good at the Breakers.
Yep, good point there. Amanda sent this in. She said, I was catching up on the podcasts. I work remote, so you guys are pretty much my coworkers. And you were talking about top cereals, and you mentioned the Oops All Berries. That was one of the top cereals that was mentioned. Funny story for you. Everybody poops, right? Well, one day I pooped, and it was bright blue, like Listerine colored, almost pretty in a way.
Poop the rainbow.
No, that's a real thing.
I just started a new medication, so I started Googling, and I narrowed it down to salmonella from my bearded dragon, some rare digestive or liver disease, or my gallbladder about to explode.
No.
But then I remembered that I found a BOGO for Oops All Berries and probably ate 6 bowls in a 48-hour period. So I went to Amazon, and the reviews answered all my questions. And maybe Virginia is right about the blue food coloring. I've attached a few of the reviews just to let you know.
No,
I thought you were going to say, I've attached a picture of my poo.
No, God.
It's a real thing. There's reports on that. People said the same thing with that. Remember when Burger King did that one?
The black bun.
The black bun.
Yes.
And everyone's poop was turning this weird color.
Yeah, right.
I think it was what green.
Yeah, it can happen with healthy foods too. You can eat beets, and then it will look like you have blood in your stool, which is horrifying. Food will dye your poo.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there's a rule for butt blood. If it's bright red,
you're dead.
No, I think it's the other way. If it's bright red, you're not dead. If it's like a dark brown, I'd be a little down. But do not.
If it's brown, how do I differentiate from the poo?
No. If it's like a darker blood, if you can tell it's blood and it's darker,
okay.
I think that is something to take more seriously than. I think that's internal, and I think the red blood is external,
like a hemorrhoid.
If I'm wrong, people let me know very quickly, and I'm kind of getting drunk. So why the fuck?
Drunk.
Why am I giving out medical?
Why am I giving out ass medical advice?
What am I talking about? Oh, my cracks my drink.
Oh no! Switch cups.
Oh, it's leaking. All right, we're good.
I knew better to give you a plastic cup.
I sometimes crush my cups.
I know. Hamburger hands.
That's why glass is very dangerous.
Yeah, some of the reviews, one said, I had Hulk transforming nuclear reactor electric lime green poop. Every wipe looked like the Jolly Green Giant sneezed into a handful of shamrocks. Yeah, how about that? So, yeah, a lot of people were talking about what it did to their poop. A lot of it turned green. Yeah, so they had
Crazy
to go
world
on there.
out there.
It is a crazy world.
I don't want to eat anything that comes out like that. I'm sorry. I'm just not into all the artificial dyes.
Mm-hmm.
We know.
I don't like it.
We know. You're kind of prissy with your food.
Stacy said, I am just catching up on the show where you were talking about the woman who called in and annulled her wedding after her husband put the wedding cake in her face. She said, I get it. I discussed this with my now husband before our wedding, and he didn't seem to understand why I was making such a big deal of it. So because I couldn't guarantee that he wasn't going to put cake in my face, I circumvented the entire situation, and I ordered a beautiful fake cake, and the florist decorated, and nobody realized it was even fake. Then I had one of the servers cut a sheet cake in the kitchen.
Yep.
Our wedding was outdoors at my equestrian estate in Ocala, so it actually worked out for the better because I didn't have to worry about a cake sitting out in the heat with the bugs. Also, a sheet cake is much less expensive to serve. Problem solved. And we are happily married 5 years later. Sometimes you just have to take the bull by the horns, ladies.
Good for you. That was so smart. And you're right. The sheet cake in the back is a thing. You can totally do that. And you can just have your own fake cake. You drank the second drink?
Dog's going through him, man. Look, he feels good now. You want a third, or you can finish mine. Take it, baby. Get that. I mean, get it. It's delicious, isn't
I
it?
mean, you are going to be booty calling somebody by
he's-
noon.
yeah.
If you text somebody at noon, do you still write, you up?
Very good, Siniki.
You up?
You up?
Oh, man.
They're delicious.
I know.
Yeah,
they are
they
scrumptious.
are. This
Now
is a
you
good
see why.
You gotta. Did you do a video or no?
No, I didn't. I didn't do one
You
yet.
should do a tutorial
Okay.
because people got to know about this.
I will. I'll even make my own homemade lemonade. I bought the Publix lemonade just because I was in a rush, but I would make my own homemade lemonade.
Ooh,
Make
with
my own-
pulp.
With pulp and simple syrup.
Yeah.
And I would make my own.
Well, you know what?
Sugar and water and lemon juice.
When you do something like this, all of a sudden you can make an event fun. If you had that cocktail and you just had a U.S. Open party, even if you don't give a shit about tennis,
Right.
you put it on, you have it, you act like it, you dress up like, you know.
Oh my gosh. I look so cute in a tennis skirt.
Right. Yeah, that'd be kind of a fun little theme party. And the cool thing about it is those matches are during the day. So a nice little day party.
It
kind of
just
fits. It works.
It makes me feel like I want to go to an Easter party.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's very feminine and light and fun.
And I'm at a garden and there's big bright flowers.
Yes, Daddy.
Yes.
And then someone comes up to me, Swedish meatballs, sir. And I don't even eat Swedish meatballs.
But today you do.
But I ate 18.
But today I do.
Yeah.
Oh, what if they came up and said, many grilled cheeses, sir?
Oh my God.
Oh, look at another sound effect.
I think that is classy. You take a bite.
Wayne had said you were talking earlier about the infidelity that can happen when you're in the industry where you like are a plumber, electrician, pest control. He said, I worked in the cable industry for 20 years and I was approached by women at least every other week.
Really?
Yeah, he said it was kind of great. Half the time I was single, so.
Wow. So he took advantage.
Apparently so.
Wow.
Never had thought that would be the most promiscuous industry, according to Ashley Madison.
We're learning a lot today.
Oh, yeah, we are. Mm-hmm. Learning a lot. We got a question here from Jeremy. He said, I want to know what Denny's thinks about the new Mortal Kombat Chaos Reigns edition and what character he's looking forward to play as.
Oh, this is when Virginia goes to sleep.
Yeah.
I already dozed off.
Well, you know what? I'll tell you to kind of how I'll answer this for Jeremy is we had this discussion yesterday. Our company invested in a podcast director. And the cool thing that we had a discussion about yesterday in the meeting, which I had actually talked to KVJ about, I don't know, what, a month ago or a couple
Yep.
months. It was before we went to San Diego.
Yep.
It was about creating a lot of little niche shows where you can kind of go off and talk about things. Because, look, there are things that, you know, I would even like to talk about. I had done my sports podcast there for a little while, and I love the college football, and I might do that. Look, I got a lot of stuff to say about last night's debate, but politics is not something that we tackle. But if you'd ever want to hear me talk about it, I could do something on that side. And you'd be going, hey, they talk about politics. Well, it's a freaking political show, dumbass. So, you know, you could do that on the side. Virginia could talk about making cocktails or dining in South Florida.
Yeah, I've already got it in the works with a little team. I've assembled a strike team.
Denny's could do something about video games. Bird's got the weird whatever, but anything else he might have, food, pizza, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, sometimes me and Denny's, if we can't get weird and whatever together, it's almost kind of like a stoners podcast, but we don't call it that. But it would be, it's basically two
Dirty hippies.
Yeah, dirty hippies talking about just, it's kind of like a watered down version of weird and whatever, which we might be doing tomorrow because I can't get the whole band together tomorrow.
Yeah.
So it might be just me and Denny's doing
Right.
something along those lines.
So it'd be kind of fun that we would have under the KVJ umbrella things that make sense, and we could have other people, like Jbird has other people on his weird and whatever, that are kind of part of it, and they become part of the KVJ universe as well.
Totally. I
And,
love it.
Yeah, I was like, that would be really cool. So that's something that we're eyeballing here for the near future, to have a lot more content that if you want to specifically hear about that, and it would be a topic that the rest of the show would just fall asleep on and zone out on.
There's even been times where we've talked about a movie review, an old school movie that we said, if you don't like movies, you don't listen to the podcast.
Yeah.
But if you're a movie buff,
Right.
me and you go into a deep dive into the movie, the stories behind it, the drama behind it.
Yeah.
And some people really, it's niche.
Right, and that's what it is. It's a niche because look, KVJ, that's the mass appeal, especially when we do the radio show. And you do have to be sensitive about the topics you do because people are like, I don't want to hear this. And so,
Stop talking about football, Kevin.
right. So then we just take that to a little side channel for the 5 people in our audience that want to hear it. Then there you go. Me talking about college football, me talking about politics. If you've ever wondered, I'll save it all for that, and then we can do it there in that forum.
Well, there was a time. There was 2 dudes that emailed me and said, "I wish I could hear Kevin and Jbird talk about Kiss on a deep dive a little bit."
Yeah,
more.
right.
And half our audience, or 90% of our audience,
90% would
could give
hate
a
it.
fuck about that.
But if you wanted to hear it, Bert, we could go for hours
Yeah.
just talking and ragging on Kiss and what they are and what they became. And that'd be a lot of fun. So, we'll take suggestions. We'll be thinking about that. And we might try out shows and just see how it feels. And I don't know how many episodes of it we do. And it may be a run where you do 8 to 10 podcasts and then you put it to bed for a while, and then you bring it back later. But it'd be easy to find and divide through on our YouTube channel where there would be little categories. And so if you wanted to hear about that, you'd be able to do that.
I think that's a good call. That's kind of what I've done with Weird and Whatever. It's almost kind of like 2 seasons within a year, just because it's kind of hard to do one every single week. Yeah,
well,
get everyone together.
You think about a regular show, and when they do, for instance, Only Murders in the Building, I saw the next season that they've already greenlit. It's 10 episodes.
Exactly.
And that's fair. And, after a while, and so many podcasts just end because they realize I've said everything I can say about it or I've lost interest in it. And so you may have enough to say for 10 episodes. And then after that, it's like, okay, I kind of ran out of stuff to say and I don't want to make crappy content. So it's good. We'll end it right there. That's what I done with my Godcast. I knew right away that was going to be, like 9 episodes? And we cut them all in one day, actually.
I see. That's what I would love to do with you. I'd love to do a Godcast. I love talking religion.
Oh, yeah. We would do that.
I would love it.
I'd bring that back.
You have a belly full of booze, though, right now.
Oh, this would be the time I'd love to give my thoughts.
And of all the religious podcasts I've heard, I've never heard the host be drunk.
He got into the wine, Jesus juice.
Could you imagine, like, what am I listening to? Am I listening to 2 drunk guys talk about religion?
No one's doing it, dog.
No one is. Honestly, find me that podcast. We're the 2 drunk guys talking religion.
There's an audience for that.
Oddly enough, there is.
Yeah, they're called KVJ.
Yeah, and there's 7 of them, but we're going to find you. And you're going to love our, little drunk podcast.
I think I would listen to you 2 goofballs talk about anything drunk. If you're drunk, I don't care what the topic is.
Yeah.
I'm going to tune in.
That can sometimes happen on Weird Whatever. Towards the end, you can hear a few people getting drunker and drunker.
Yeah.
And sometimes the topics get deep. And it's weird to hear someone, God!
Like, wait, what?
Yeah,
That's how you know it's time to end, right?
They're going off the rails.
Yeah. One of the keys of a podcast is knowing when to end it. So. All right, y'all. Thanks for all the emails. Send them to us, mail@kvjshow.com. Y'all have a fantastic Wednesday. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Goodbye.